Hi guys, so I get this question really often. Do women, or I should say, why do women after 40, when they enter perimenopause or menopause, need to be placed on hormones? So I'm a big advocate of bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. I find it to be super helpful for women that are struggling with mood swings, hot flashes, difficulty sleeping, low libido, irritability, anxiety, dry skin. I mean, the list goes on and on. The benefits of hormones are amazing, but I am getting a common question, which is if it's a natural process that women go into perimenopause and menopause and their hormones dwindle down, why are we trying to play God and replace them? Isn't this supposed to happen? So it's a great question. Before I answer that, I want to introduce myself. My name is Isabella Olivia. I'm a PA in Phoenix, Arizona, where I practice aesthetics and wellness, holistic medicine at Blessed Beauty Boutique. I've been practicing for over 17 years. So back to our question. Why would we want to replenish something that's supposed to naturally come down? I want to contrast this with a man because a man's testosterone, and yes, we've heard of andropause. As men age, their testosterone levels go down, but it does not have to be that way. We know in many cultures in Asia or on the islands, men can live a very long life and they can still be potent. They can conceive children even into their 90s. So that means that their testosterone levels actually do not drop the way a woman's do. So for men, they don't have this guarantee that after 40 or 50 or any age, their testosterone levels will drop. So for men, it's a completely different situation. But for women, we know for sure, even if you're super healthy and even if you are exercising, your hormones are going to stop producing once you reach menopause, which means the ovaries will stop ovulating and you can only produce hormones when you ovulate. So going back to our question, if this is the way God intended it to be, why are we messing with it? Okay, so there's a couple of answers. So one answer is that we, back in 100 years ago or even 50 years ago, women in their 50s and 60s and beyond were not as active as they are now. They were not running spin class, they were not doing yoga, they were not traveling, they were also not still working full time. Things were a lot slower, more calmer. They were just allowed to be grandparents or just living their golden years. And they did not need as much energy and vitality as they do now, because now they are much more pulled into so many directions. A woman in her 50s and 60s is just as active as a woman in her 30s and 40s. So one can argue that our demand for vitality has not decreased. It actually may have even gone up. So therefore, we still need the level of hormones, as opposed to women in the olden days where they didn't really need that same level of vitality and energy because honestly, they didn't do much. They were kind of just, sitting back and maybe cooking dinner and knitting for their grandkids, and it was just a different life. Okay, so that's answer number one. I agree that may not be the best answer, but it's still an answer. I definitely think that today's postmenopausal women are much more active than generations ago. But the second answer is really fascinating, and that is that who says we are supposed to be completely shut off from hormones after menopause? That's what happens when I check women's blood levels. I see levels, sometimes they don't even register on the blood analysis because it's so low. But it's not really supposed to be that way. What am I referring to? So your adrenal glands, which manage your cortisol levels, which are your stress levels, they are also responsible for a bunch of other things. They manage your blood pressure, they manage your immune health, but primarily their function is this cortisol management. So cortisol is not a bad thing. We need cortisol. It's our stress hormones. The problem is when we are using too much of it too often. So what happens with the adrenals in menopause is that once the ovaries shut down, the adrenal glands are supposed to pick right up and say, hey, I see you're down, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up for you. So there is supposed to be some hormonal activity going on in the adrenal glands that they should be releasing some forms of testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. However, if you're super stressed and your cortisol is already out of whack and your adrenals are working overtime to do their primary function, do you think they're going to volunteer to do the secondary function of producing sex hormones? Probably not. And that's really what's happening. Back in the day, when women were not as stressed because their lifestyle was not as demanding as it is now, their stress levels were manageable and the adrenals were able to do what they're supposed to do, which is kick in when the ovaries stop. But now that everybody is so stressed and our bodies don't understand the difference between stress of being chased by a lion or stress of illness, of somebody actually dying, versus stress that my computer's not working and I have to call IT again, right? In our bodies, in our brains, that level of stress, whether it's external or inside of us, is the same level of stress. The same amount of cortisol actually goes up. And when you're dealing with that amount of cortisol throughout the day, every day, then your adrenals are like super tired, and it's called adrenal fatigue. So anyway, once that happens, it's very unlikely that the adrenals are going to pick up the slack and start producing the sex hormones. And that is why most people, most women, after they reach 40, 45, 50, they are going to need the bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So if you like this type of content, click subscribe and follow me for more information about women's health and men's health